Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're looking at some cool, very nicely done titanium scales from Bashy Designs for the Benchmade Bugout. So now these are kind of your tumbled finish. You can kind of see, I'll get them up close here, you can kind of see the tumbling. This is still really smooth through here. The edges are rounded. Very nicely done. And then this has more of a textured pattern, so it gives you some grip to it, which kind of feels nice. So definitely want to do a build. I have a knife ready to go that I think will look good on it. And you know me and you know bug outs, so I'm ready to do it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see here what we got going. But you can see kind of the cutouts, the milling that's done, the detailed work. It is made for right or left-handed carry. Here's the other scale. You can kind of see them together. Now I did purchase these from Bashy Designs on his Instagram, which I will link below. And you can see the internal milling as well. So you got area right through here for your liner and your access lock where that's going to sit. And more stability through here, and then obviously some weight reduction milling through here on both sides. So yeah. What do you guys think? You think it'll look good? I think, now obviously we have some, satin blades, those kind of things. I did want to compare them to the scales from Rock Scale Design. So this is kind of their critter pattern, the gold and blue. And then also with Rock Scale Design, he makes a kind of a milled titanium as well. And that's kind of the color of that one. So just want to show kind of the comparison of color of those. But yeah, so let's do a quick build on these. We'll put it together, and then I'm going to carry it this week. So we'll go ahead. Now he did say there was a specific way that he wanted one of the sides put in. So we're going to see if we can get that accomplished. Everything fits in there nicely. I went with the black blade, black hardware one from Blade HQ. Thought that one would probably look the best. So let's get our liner locked down. It'll have black hardware as well, so now I can always get some other hardware, but I kind of like the contrast. I don't know about you guys. Let me know what you think. I know some people like the all kind of titanium look to it sometimes, but I think that black hardware will be just enough. Same with the access lock being black, liners being black. I think that'll make enough of a pop and look pretty good. So let's put in the center liner here. See if we can get that one to stick in. There we go. Now let's go ahead and go with our barrel spacers. Doing this behind the camera, so apologize if some of it pops off on there. These do have a squared off portion, so you have to make sure those fit inside. As you can see, they're squared off here as well. More of a rectangle, but it's just so the barrel spacers don't spin when you tighten them down. They don't move around. It's nice that way. I'm just trying to do it gently so I don't catch the blade there, as you can see. Probably not the safest way, so if you're not comfortable doing this, please go ahead and tape your blade with maybe like painter's tape or scotch tape, something like that, just so it's a little less dangerous for you. Well, trying to get those in there. Hopefully those are the same size ones. Let's see what we got here. There we go. Just a nice milled fit. It's the first time I've been in there, so it does take a little bit of extra effort to get those on. We will try with these. Get that one secure. And we'll go to the next one. the other end. And hopefully I put the right one in first. I'm sure if they're watching, they're gonna be like, no, you're supposed to do the other side. Just kidding. Only because the tolerances are pretty tight, I think is what he was saying. So, pretty sure I got the right one from what he said. He does send out some instructions with this as well. Those are on the way to me, so I figured, let's give it a shot first. Why not, right? So we'll go ahead and take this placeholder out. We'll try to get in. And maybe we'll leave that in. Let's try to get in one side of the pivot. That'll probably be the easiest first. And as you note, there is a flat part on the bottom. So the flat part of the pivot will have to be towards the bottom. So we'll work on that here in just a second. There we go. Use my placeholder T15. Just helps line everything up inside there. That way you can get your washers and blade and everything lined up on all sides. And that way this will just push forward. And I think maybe the pivot's supposed to be on the other side. I don't know. I'm not seeing the way that one falls through. It doesn't sit flush, so I'm wondering if the female pivot goes on the other side. I bet that's what it is. So let's take that out, and we'll just put the placeholder in, and we'll just build this side real quick. I'm guessing that's what it was. I probably got the wrong side lined up, so now we'll just fit it on here. Make sure it goes onto those scales, which it does. And we'll drop the screws in there. Now I'm not putting Loctite on these because I took these off the other one I had ready to go. And of course, like all good projects, I'm missing one screw from my last teardown. So I may have to cut the video here in a second. Locate that. And I'll be right back. Alright, well, good thing for contrasting colors. And I did find the other screw, so I got that in. The female does go on the left side, and the female side of the pivot, and the male side will go on the right scale, which is opposite of stock or standard. So you can see, like on the other bug outs, the female side will be on the pocket clip side for right-handers, vice versa. But he milled out a little bit extra on this side. So I did get the flat part started on the pivot, and so we'll get it the rest of the way. Use our little bit bigger bit here. Keep pressure with the index finger on the bottom of this one, and then pull back a little bit on the axis lock, just so it'll move. And we'll get that going. It's almost there. Got a little bit left, as you can see, sticking up. So we just have to line up. There's one more washer, and that part of the blade it has to go through on the liner. We'll get that. There we go. And you can see how it's going to sit flush then, or pretty darn close to flush. It doesn't stick up like it did on the other side. So that's the one thing that's does have, it's not dual-sided. You can flip it like on the other bug outs. It does have a specific side, which was kind of neat. So kind of cool he thought about that for tolerance purposes. So we'll put the male side in here. It's going to be a T10. It's the standard, you know, hardware from the blacked out bug out. But yeah, these are from Bashy Design. You probably saw them on Best Damn EDC, I think it was. A buddy of his, he went through and did it. Now you can see that's pretty tight. So we'll loosen it up just a smidge. It's gonna be a little bit better. And let's go through and just tighten these down all around just to make sure they're tight, and then we'll look at blade centering, and then we'll give an overall look at the knife. But definitely want to know your guys' opinion. I might even send these out to get Stossified from Stossi23. He does some amazing anno work. So let's look at this. Let's look at the centering. Centering is on point. See if I can get it in the camera there so you can see the centering. Yeah, it's good. What do you guys think of it? Let's open it up and see. Oh, let's get the pocket clip on. That kind of makes the whole contrast look. Now I could put a, a standard, maybe brushed bug out clip on that kind of goes on the new G10 one, or it goes on like the Benchmade Saibu. I do have an extra one of those. I think I put that on the Spider Monkey, so I could take that off and put it on here. But what do you guys think? Look at that. I like the contrast of that. Get my other hand out of the way for safety. That's pretty slick. I like it. I really like the texturing on these. Ooh, a little guillotine. Chop my fingers there if I make sure to get them out of the way. Have to maybe tighten up that pivot a little bit. Oh, get the right one there. Just a smidge. Now I need something just a little bit in between. Just, you know how those pivots go. That's why I don't like to Loctite them until I decide I'm going to leave the scales on there. Then I'll do it. Yeah. So anyways, so it's kind of cool. It's got the black back spacers. Hopefully you guys can see that contrast a little bit with it. The black pocket clip, the black blade, black hardware. I like the pop to it. So you can always go with something like the hardware that's on here and, do a swap out like that, or buy some from Adrian, XXX Adrenaline XXX. He's got a great hardware store. I think also Blades We Love does a hardware store with some stainless for the bug out, but I'm not sure. I haven't checked his. But you could also do a stainless blade, and do a swap out of that as well if you're gonna, whatever you want to build. But yeah, pretty cool overall design. I really like these scales. Let's check the weight on it. So let's go with, it's one of the things that I know is kind of a question that's out there. And let's do a standard bug out. Do I say standard? Do I have a standard one? Had it right here. Standard 535 with the FRN Grivery plastic scales, 1.86. And with the Bashy, you're looking at 2.7. So a little less than an ounce that it adds, but it's just solid now. It is a solid knife. I really like it. So pretty cool. I'm gonna have to give this a spin this week and try it out. So we're at 2.7, I think, on this one. 2.77. So let's compare it to the Critter scales. Now this also does have the back spacer, but it is titanium as well. That's 2.57. So that's with the GRY-1. But obviously more milling through here on the scale, so maybe that's why it makes it a smidge lighter. But you really don't notice it, When you have it in the hand, you just don't notice it. So, yeah, what do you guys think? As I bump the camera there. Something that you guys would pick up? I know for me, I'm happy I picked these up, I'm pretty excited for them. So now if I got them that Stossified color, oof, with the black, I think that's going to be a dynamite combo. But I'm going to try these out this week and see how I like it and then go from there. But I'd definitely love to hear your comments and what your thoughts are on this. So I've got some good ideas from you guys in the past that have worked out really well as well. It's always good to have other people's opinion. So anyways, thank you guys. I appreciate you sticking around, checking this video out. Hit the subscribe and like button. Also hit that little bell if you want to get notified when we do some live streams and some giveaways. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Don't forget, do something kind for someone this week. And most of all, take care.